Now, Juice WRLD's death has really made me start analyzing the things that are going on in hip-hop on a much deeper level. It's a shame that we always seem to wake up when we lose one of our own, and just like the title says, hip-hop is going down a dark path. So yeah, let's talk about it. You know, at this point, rappers dying is kind of the norm. Isn't that crazy? I mean, now, I'm not even wondering if another rapper is gonna die. I'm wondering when is it gonna happen and who's next. If you think about it for a second, a lot of times when rappers die young, it's the potential that we lost that's the biggest loss than the artists themselves. As an example, let's say someone like X. All we can really do is just sit here and speculate about how big he would have been right now, what exactly he would have accomplished, etc. It's the part about not knowing what would have happened that makes people mourn even harder. When it comes to Juice WRLD, that's exactly how I'm feeling right now. It's weird, man, but I can literally feel a dark cloud over hip-hop right now. Something isn't right. The fact that we lost Juice WRLD, I just can't comprehend it. It all feels like a bad dream that's never gonna end. Drugs and guns are clearly the two biggest killers of rappers. The amount of rappers we've lost because of drugs and guns is kind of insane. Like I said in my video about Juice WRLD passing away, unfortunately, bro, it's gonna keep on happening again and again and again. This is unfortunately one of those things that can't be contained. The cancer has already taken over 80% of the genre, now it's gonna go to 100% and finish it. And that's when we're gonna be seeing even more rappers dropping left and right. I mean, at this point, I feel like we've just scratched the surface as far as the bad that's yet to come. I don't want to sound pessimistic now, but from the looks of it, things aren't getting any better. Please tell me if I'm wrong. There's a reason why a lot of my videos are heavily focused on you. If you're listening to this right now, I'm talking about you, okay? I focus on you because as hip-hop fans, we can't control these rappers. They're gonna do what they want to do. Regardless of how many people tell them to not do something, they're gonna live their life. By the way, when I say this, I'm not just talking about the addiction part. Obviously, that's a way more complex topic, and it's not as simple as just don't do drugs, you know what I mean? I'm really just talking about the consequences of one's actions. Did you know that a lot of rappers willingly attract bad energy, and that's why they're always getting locked up, that's why they're always getting shot at, etc. Regarding rappers getting shot at, so a lot of rappers do this thing I like to call an open invitation to the ops. Now, what exactly is that? That's when you're trying to poke fun at your enemies, aka the opposition. This is very dangerous because once you put out that kind of energy, now you're always gonna have to look over your shoulder every single time you perform at a new city. Why do you think Juice WRLD said, "I've been going through paranoia, so I always gotta keep a gun"? He felt like he was a target because of the position he was in. Juice was of course never a street rapper though, so I'm almost certain that he had nothing to worry about, but of course you could never be too safe. Let me tell you about a situation that kind of relates back to what I'm talking about right now. So a couple weeks ago, someone tried to jump Lil Tecca when he was performing in Canada. Luckily, they got stopped by security, and there's that. Now the people who jumped him are people that Lil Tecca himself trolled and had a beef with before he became famous. And then here's the other part of this conversation. Tecca is about to drop a song very soon titled I Don't Know. He's been previewing the song for a couple weeks now. Why am I mentioning this song though? Well, I'm mentioning it because in that song, okay, on the hook, Lil Tecca says, "I got ops, I don't know, ops, I don't know." That's what he says on the hook. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is the perfect example of an open invitation to the ops. That's why I told you about this Lil Tecca situation. Someone tried to attack him at his own show, and now he's gonna release the song where he might be poking fun at his enemies, aka the people who jumped him, and they're gonna get riled up and be ready to act on their anger. It's all fun and games until you're out and about. You might not be so attentive in that particular moment, and there we have another really dangerous situation. I'm saying this because I actually don't want to see Lil Tecca getting hurt, but the fact is he's playing with fire by putting out that kind of energy. The point I'm trying to make is there's a lot of that in hip-hop right now. There's way too much of that I'm gonna prove myself mentality going around, and obviously often it comes from rappers who want people to have that, you know, gangster perception of them. A good example is when 6ix9ine pulled up to Chief Keef's block during his beef with him.
I should call this shit no block. It's 10 o'clock. Where the fuck y'all niggas at? Niggas ain't outside. It's only 10 p.m. Where the fuck y'all niggas at?
As a side note, 6ix9ine was there at 3 in the morning and not 10 p.m. Like he said, he got exposed due to security footage, but the point still stands. What happens when you're constantly playing this perception game and you're spreading all this negativity in the air? Well, it comes right back to you. Like I said earlier, this Juice WRLD stuff really has me thinking a lot. Even though I've been seeing everything that's going on in hip-hop, now my understanding has leveled up just a little bit. The bad part about this is, you know, this was at the expense of Juice WRLD's life, which really makes me sad, man. Honestly though, nothing is gonna change overnight, we know that, but yeah, like the title says, hip-hop is going down a dark path. Things are of course good musically, there's a lot of diversity out there, but what's the point of all that if we're losing our artists like nothing? Hip-hop is of course far from dead, but the sad and harsh reality we're faced with regarding the fact that we're losing so many rappers and way more will die, that's ultimately the cold hard truth we're faced with.